Hey everyone, Jace here with Bike Shop and Cafe by Lego Creator. Set number 31026 contains 1023 pieces. Recommended building ages are 9 through 14. So here we have the Bike Shop and Cafe. This is a 3-in-1 set, so it also rebuilds into either an auto shop or a flower shop. Sounds pretty cool. It is a very large box. So here's all the various builds and actions. Let's open up the box and see the contents. Couldn't find my trusty scissors, so I have to open it up with a box cutter. Sometimes those scissors grow legs and walk off. Okay, now let's dump it out. Whoa, that's a lot of parts. Oh, wait a minute, there's something else in the bottom. Well, we have one 8x16 plate, various unnumbered bags, eight bags, two 8x16 plates, and a set of instruction manuals. So let's see the instruction manuals. They are also bound by cardboard to keep them flat. So there are 4 instruction manuals, 2 plates, 8 bags of parts, and 4 instruction manuals. Give me a moment to assemble the first build so we can have a quick look. First we have the flower shop. It is also known as the quick build. It includes 3 minifigures, 1 bicycle, and of course the flower shop. Let's take a closer look at the minifigures and bicycle. Here are the 3 minifigures. Each one of them has a single-sided head. Let's start off with this lady. Her torso is printed. The sleeves are the same color as the torso. The back has print work as well. Next, let's take a look at this gentleman. His torso is printed on the front only. The sleeves are white, while the torso is black. And finally, let's take a look at this gentleman. His torso has a print work of a sweater. The back is printed as well. So he's wearing a hoodie. Nice set of minifigures. Here we have the bicycle. It's a red bicycle, and it is scaled for minifigures. It's a bit difficult to get the figures to sit on the bicycle. Yeah, I like the bicycle. Now let's have a look at the flower shop. The flower shop is packed with lots of features for it being a quick build. So we have a display area for the flowers and other various greeneries. We have an awning over the window, a set of doors with gold doorknobs. We have a second story window. I like the architectural design. And this has a door, the balcony. It does open up. Nice light. On this side we have some stairs. This is possibly for a fire escape. Here's the interior. As you notice, this thing does fold up. I'll show that in a bit. Appears that this is a small apartment. On the top we have a hatch that leads up into the roof. It does open up. Bottom we have the shop. On this side we have a little armchair. We have a small cash register. This element is printed on. It's a bit difficult to see at this angle. It does close and lock in place. It's one nice small build. Too bad it doesn't lock in place when it's in the open position, because this tends to swing around quite a bit. Let's see if we can take a peek at the register. One nice build. Here are the spare pieces after assembling the flower shop. There is still a large mountain of elements such as plates, bricks, windows, doors, all sorts of elements. Also, this nifty brick separator is included to help with the build. I used it a few times myself. There's still plenty of parts to build other creations as well as to enhance the flower shop. The next build is the auto repair shop. It is the medium build. Here off to the bottom we have our 3 minifigures. We have a small truck of some sort and the auto repair shop. So let's take a closer look. Here is the vehicle that can be built. It is dark gray, light blue, and black. The front bumper and grille. The interior consists of just a steering wheel. Here's the rear. I'm taking it this is some sort of utility truck. It is scaled for minifigures. Let's let this gentleman have a seat. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, but he does fit. It does glide fairly well on a flat surface. Now his car is breaking down, so he needs to go to the auto repair shop. Our minifigure has arrived at the auto repair shop. He needs to pull his car up into the garage to get it fixed. The first thing we're going to notice is that the car does roll completely through. It doesn't quite stay inside the garage. The face of the buildings has a lot of detail. So here we have the garage with the wrench on top, the entrance into the auto repair shop. This side appears to be some sort of shop. Maybe it's a continuation to the auto repair shop, or an apartment, or maybe another store. Here we have a balcony with a door. This does appear to be an apartment. Nice detail for the top of the roof. Grounds everything off nice. Here's the interior. Lots of detail. At the bottom left, looks like we have a little workshop. So this must be the continuation for the auto repair shop. Looks like this is a drill press. Maybe some sort of oiling can. Not quite sure. And we have a chest of drawers. So this must be the toolbox. On this side we have a register. That element is printed. At the top we have a little office with a computer and a chair. Looks like this is a coffee maker. Need lots of coffee to repair vehicles. We do have a ladder that leads up into the second story. Another ladder that leads up to the roof. So we have an access port to the roof. It does open up. We also have some flowers growing on top. Plenty of room for minifigures. This does fold up. Nice seamless construction. It doesn't lock, so it'll easily open back up. It is one nice build. Plenty of windows. The car will stay in, however, if it's folded up. It's only when you open it up the car just flies out of there. So maybe his car did get fixed after all. Let's take a look at the spare pieces. Here are the spare bricks after assembling the auto repair shop. There's still good assortment of plates, bricks, windows, all sorts of elements. Plenty to enhance the auto repair shop or for other creations. Finally, we have the Bike Shop and Café. This is known as the advanced build. In a moment, we're going to be taking a closer look at the vehicle, the bike shop, and the cafe. Here we have the yellow convertible. Nice contour with the hood and grille. Two side mirrors. Nice set of rims for the vehicle. The doors on this model do not open up. Here's the rear with the holder brick. This is possibly used to hold a bicycle. The interior consists of just a steering wheel. Let's place a minifigure inside. She sits up pretty high in the vehicle. Looks like she's driving a golf cart or a bumper car. It does glide smooth on a flat surface. Looks like she's ready to head off to the Bike Shop and Cafe. Here we are at the bike shop. The bottom level is the bike shop, and the top is a studio apartment. Nice color scheme with the light blue, dark red, gray, and white. Has lots of windows for a small build. Here we have a service entrance. This model does open up. Be sure to open it up from the bottom. Opening it up from the top can possibly break. I found that out from experience. It does snap in place to keep the model open. Off to the bottom left, we have the bike shop. Got a bike in a window and the interior door. Looks like the door opens up the wrong way. On the right we have the service entry. And on the top we have a studio apartment. Got a little kitchen area, a little frying pan. We do have ladders, and off to the left we have a small bed. We have a hatch that does open up. Gives us roof access. We have a chicken wing on a barbecue grill. It is a nice little model. It is playable. The floor space is on the small side, but it is manageable. I must say this is one nice bike shop. Now let's take a drive over to the cafe. Finally, we have arrived at the cafe. This building does contain a lot of features. At the bottom we have the cafe, and at the top a small apartment. Nice set of curtains for the front window, door. Just like the other model, the door seems like it opens up backwards. Nice little sitting area. Second story we have a balcony, and again the door opens up the wrong way. Little flower pot. Here's the rear entry for both the cafe and the apartment. No handrail. That's going to be pretty dangerous walking up them steps. On this side we have a small ATM machine. It even has $100 inside. All those elements are printed. A coffee mug and a cupcake. This model does open up. It is a bit difficult. It doesn't lock in place in the open position. So let's take a look. The far left, we have the rear entry. We got the kitchen for the cafe. Got some treats. On the right, we have a little sitting area with a light fixture with an orange light. Top left, do have the apartment. Looks like this is a end table or a nightstand. We have a ladder that takes you up to the hatch for roof access. We have a little garden on top. On this side we have one chair. This model didn't have a lot of furnishings. Just like the bike shop, not a lot of floor space. At the top we have a small bird perched on the roof. It is a nice little cafe. A bit on the small side, but it will serve its purpose. Here are the spare pieces after assembling the Bike Shop and Cafe. There are a few plates, flower studs, a hose tap, an extra tire, slopes, and other various pieces. These will come in handy for other creations. This concludes the review for the Bike Shop and Cafe. It's not a bad little set. There's one more thing that I need to show you, is that these buildings can be expanded. Since they do open up, we can simply open both models, and then we have a long street full of buildings. And also access into the interior. The set does feature 1,023 pieces, so it is also a valuable source for spare parts or to create your own creations. The pros are, there are 3 minifigures, several pieces, and of course 2 other models to build from. The cons are that the builds are a bit on the small side, not a lot of interior floor space to add your own creations, and that can be expanded with your imagination. Thank you for watching.